Hello and welcome to another episode of the MikeTheTech podcast. As some of you may know from my posts on Twitter and Facebook and Google Plus and all that stuff, I was going to do a review of the OnLive service. Now, I got some news recently, well, the world got some news recently about the OnLive service, and it turns out just before I was going to record this episode, OnLive laid off most of its employees, and it's looking kind of bad for OnLive. They did end up putting a press release out, and it turns out that they were purchased by a new company with substantial funding. What this means for OnLive, we don't quite know yet. It could mean quite a few things, but they have said that the service will remain usable, and they're going to continue to build upon the service, and that they are going to try and hire a few of their employees. Now, they filed for a type of bankruptcy before the sale, probably for, equity reasons, and same reason they fired all the people is to try and raise the worth of the company before it's sold. But it's just, a lot of people predicted that this was going to happen when OnLive came out. They're a little ahead of their time, and I'm not sure if, maybe they needed more money for servers, or the staffing wasn't appropriate, or it was just too expensive and OnLive wasn't making money. Now, I do have a theory about that. I really believe that they'd make more money if they weren't giving people unlimited 30-minute trials to the games. Now, you might be telling yourself, why? 30-minute trials to games is great. I could play the game if I like it. I could buy it or rent it or whatever you want to do with the game. The problem is a lot of these games don't really require more than 30 minutes to play. Some people just like to sit down. They don't care too much about the story. They just want to jump in and play a game. Racing games in particular, you can get a lot of races done in 30 minutes, start over, pick a new car, and do it all over again as soon as your trial runs out. Now, I do like this feature. I do use this feature, but I will say that even myself, I own quite a few OnLive games, but there are just some games I don't buy because, I could sit down, play it for half an hour, and then, pack up shop. It's not really something that has to be there. If they were only giving maybe an hour trial for a game and that was it, like you couldn't do the trial again, that might help. It'd give people enough time to evaluate the game. It would give people enough time to see if they like the game or not, and then they wouldn't be able to just jump back in and get another hour and get another hour, just like you could do right now. If they did that, I'm sure plenty of people who were taking advantage of the 30-minute trials would probably purchase the games, or at least rent them to get the job done. But whatever the mistake was, whatever happened to the company, if maybe they were just ahead of their time, they didn't do enough marketing, they didn't get enough people subscribed, they have sold themselves to another company. Now, I'll go ahead and read the press release and go from there. So, according to OnLive, we can now confirm that the assets of OnLive Inc. have been acquired into a newly formed company and is backed by substantial funding, and which will continue to operate the OnLive game and desktop services, as well as support all of OnLive's apps and devices, as well as game, productivity, and enterprise partnerships. The new company is hiring a large percentage of OnLive's staff across all departments and plans to continue to hire substantially more people, including additional OnLive employees. All previously announced products and services, including those in the works, will continue, and there is no expected interruption of any OnLive services. We apologize that we're unable to comment on this transaction until it completed, and we're limited to reporting on news related to OnLive's businesses. Now that the transaction is complete, we're able to make this statement. Now, I'm not sure exactly what this means. It could mean quite a few things. When they say it was sold to a newly formed company with substantial funding, this tells me a couple things. Either one, they just made a new company, pushed all their funding over to it, and are starting new now that they don't owe the creditors anything because they filed for bankruptcy. I don't know how legal or possible that is, but it seems like it would be within the realm of possibility. Now, the other idea is maybe it's not a completely newly formed company, but maybe a company that was formed recently and is still considered new. I have a theory about this, but I'm not, like, I know I'm going to get a lot of flack for this. I know a lot of people aren't going to agree with this, but I think Ouya, the new game service, the Android open source service that was announced, and hardware that was announced, they are a fairly new company, and they have substantial funding from Kickstarter, which they needed, like, I think it was like $950,000 to start their project off and to get it off the ground. They ended up getting $8.5 million. Now you might be saying, you can't buy OnLive for $8.5 million. It's worth way more, right? That's true. The thing is, Kickstarter wasn't their only round of funding. They were a company before they started the Kickstarter project, and they're going to be a company after, obviously. Now, Kickstarter raised a lot of funds, but what that did more than just raise funds is show that people were genuinely interested in Ouya. This is a great way that they could have gotten a lot of investors, and investors mean money. So Ouya can have quite a bit more money than just what that Kickstarter says it has, or just what they raised on Kickstarter, I should say. So it seems to fit in what they're trying to do. They want a desktop open source platform that lets people, modify it, do what they want, play games on their TV. The problem with that is it's going to be hard to compete with consoles. Consoles can play much better quality games, AAA titles, better graphics, they have better hardware, even in the older systems that are out now. I mean, it's a great system, it's good hardware, but you're not going to see a brand new, Call of Duty title playing on there, raised to the max, or you're not going to play Skyrim on there. However, if they had some games you could download, Android games you could download, and console titles you could stream, that seems much more in the realm of possibility. It would be a great acquisition for Ouya, and I just think it's possible. Now, it probably isn't true, it's just speculation on my part, but it seems to fit all the criteria. They have substantial funding, they are a new company, and they would fit into the target demographic that would buy OnLive. All I can really say about this acquisition is I hope they stay true to their press statement and true to their word about keeping the service running as is. I really like the service. There are some changes that could be made, there are some upgrades that could be made, but the service is just awesome. I mean, I have two consoles here. I have this extremely used console, which is a little dirty on its own, and I have one new in the box. I mean, it's really good. I love using it. It's great to just be able to pick up a game, play it, buy a game, pre-order a game, whatever you're going to do, and then you don't have to download it, you don't have to install it, you just play. And that's great about the service, and I absolutely love it. You can play it on your laptop, on your tablet, though I will say the tablet play isn't quite up there unless you're on Wi-Fi on a really good connection. But you can play it anywhere, on the console, Mac, PC, tablet, everything. It's great. And I really hope they do stay true to their word and continue the service as is. I don't care if they have to do a name change. I don't care if it's incorporated into a new product. I don't care if a new product is incorporated into OnLive. I just really hope that they do stick to it, because like I said, they are ahead of their time. It's a great service. With the right connection, it's almost no lag, and it's just a blast. I love it. So this is kind of spur of the moment, since I wasn't able to do a review of the OnLive service, since we don't know what the OnLive service is going to be in the future. So it's not really worth reviewing if we don't know anything about it anymore. Hopefully in the next few days we're going to get more input on this and get another press release, maybe once the deal is fulfilled, I should say. and find out exactly what's going on. I really hope that it is just a simple acquisition and that they are going to continue to run the service with new management or something. I don't know. And I do hope that those employees that got laid off do get their jobs back, because from what I've read, some pretty shady things were done to them, and it's not looking nice for OnLive, and I'm sure a lot of people are not happy about losing their options and stuff from being laid off. So I hope the new company treats them well. I hope they do get their jobs back at the new company. They did say they're hiring back a large percentage of staff, but that's a relative number. A large percentage to them might be, you know, we're hiring back 5%. We're only going to hire 1, but we're hiring back 5. So that's a large percentage. So, you know, you never know what they really mean when they say things like that. And I do hope that most, if not all of them, do get their jobs back, though I know that might be wishful thinking. But yeah, that's the news update for today for the MikeTheTech vlog. And I hope you try out OnLive and show that the company does have some standing still, and maybe, you know, if enough people jump on the service, the new company will have more reason to pay attention to it and to upgrade it and to give it the attention it deserves, because I think it can be a great service and it has been a great service in the past. So I hope the new company does well, and I'm putting my 2 cents in right now that I do believe it could be booyah. I'm probably totally wrong on this, but I think it's within the realm of possibility. So that's all I have to report for now. This has been another episode of the MikeTheTech vlog, and I hope to see you soon. All right, bye.